Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I am Dustin.
I'm Zombie.
I'm
Dairy.
Indeed. Indeed we are. We are the Bad Batch of podcasts. So much so that none of our computers or really anything wanted to work before getting on. And hey from Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
This is week 2 for me. Nothing wanting to work, so.
Right.
Hey, Jess.
I know she got something in the box, but did anyone else hear?
I got a bit, so I may go last here.
Okay.
I don't really have anything from the box. I did promise Zombie an explanation on these idiotic pictures of mine.
Okay.
But also, since I'm kind of the reader of the group, I was going to bring up a book. I think there's 2 in the series. Kings of the Wild is the first one.
Okay.
Nicholas Eames is the writer. So this is not your typical epic fantasy.
Okay.
It is really fast-paced, really gritty. So for anybody who's ever read anything by Joe Abercrombie, he is a very gritty, like, fantasy writer. Very, very much based more in realism than like a lot of high magic and that kind of stuff. But this one's like a bunch of almost like has-beens that a mission comes up and they used to all quest together as a group, and they basically got to dust themselves off and go back out on another mission. And I can tell you, it's some of the funniest characters. There's a wizard in there. In one scene, he's like trying to cast a spell to defend him, and he turns pretty much anybody who's holding anything into a snake. So like if they have like a sword in their hand, it turns it into a snake. Yeah, and then like everybody's got snakes attacking them, even his allies and stuff, and it's a really but
I hear
there's
that's
that.
a problem a lot of men have in their
Yeah.
later years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So there's a second one out. I think it's Bloody Rose. It's about the daughter of one of the main characters in this one. It kind of goes like from one generation into the next for the second book. I haven't made it into the second book yet, but this first one was so good. Like I went out immediately and picked up the second book. I just need to start it
Nice.
at some point. But since
I
like to throw that in there. What's that,
Nice.
Zombie?
I envy your time available to read.
So here's the thing.
Me too.
I own most of my books like this
Yeah.
because if I really like a book, I always want a physical copy of it.
Yeah.
Most of my reading is actually, I have Audible Plus,
Yeah.
where it's like you can check books out unlimited out of their Audible Plus library. So I listen to most books because I'm actually listening. I drove to Indiana this week.
Yeah.
And I had started it's a different trilogy than what I had read before by Joe Abercrombie. And literally all the way to Indiana, all the way back today, I knocked out 1.5 books out of that trilogy. And like if I just drive to like Walmart or something and have 15 minutes in the car, I'm throwing on a book instead of music. Like
Yeah.
I'll just, and
I can't
walk
pay
my
attention
dog
to
every
that.
day. I'm mowing the yard, all that stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, I used to do that too because I drove to Cleveland all the time. And so it's like about an hour, and then it would usually turn into 2-3 hour plus sometimes, especially on bad road conditions. But yeah. So, and detours and all that. So yeah, you know, I totally get that. I did most of my listening, and that's when I did it. But
I can't. Almost ran a red light.
don't tell me that.
That's why I don't do it anymore.
Mhm.
I'll wait until after the Right. Give you guys the background.
You're,
Did he cut
you're
out for
breaking
anyone
up.
else?
Yeah, I
He
can't hear
sounds
him
like-
at all. Your audio cut out, like just dropped off.
Is it still that way?
No,
No.
I can hear
I can
you.
hear you now.
All right.
I barely made out. I'll have to tell you, and then that was it.
I said I'll wait till after what's in the box before I tell you guys about these stupid pictures.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. That makes sense.
All right. So,
Okay. What you got, Dustin? What you got, or what'd you open?
I talked about my Thundercats last time,
Right.
so I think that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna crash your turn here because you do have something. I just have to send it to you.
Oh.
I'll put it in your box that
Okay.
I'm collecting. So
Oh yeah,
Holy crap.
I got you one.
nice. Thank you.
So this is the repaint that I did of the Mandalorian and full Beskar. I did, I think, just 10 of these for Omega Level Toys and Comics, and it's
Oh.
done in the custom colors of the Omega Level Nightmare custom that I made for Travis Hodard, the owner, operator of Omega Level Toys and Comics. So I did.
Wow.
This is probably is it the third custom Mandalorian that I've done for him?
I want to say so.
Okay, so I did a Christmas one.
Grogu.
I did.
Mardi Gras.
Well, I'm not counting Grogu. We're going to Mando here. Yeah, I did the Mardi Gras, and then I did this one. I don't think there was another one that I did. Anyway, regardless, this one's for you.
Thank you.
Grabbed him.
Awesome.
So-
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So he'll be tossed in your box of goodies that I've been hoarding and collecting for you. Stuff that I know you've some of it I've already shared with you. You know, you're getting Black Chrysanthemum. So
Yeah.
don't forget you're getting one of him. Pumara, did you get anything? No? Nothing? No arts and crafts stuff? Nothing? Nothing? All right. Well, I'm going to have to change that. All right. So my what's in the box is going to be kind of a cross promotion thing here. So I'm going to bring up a couple things. Yesterday, I did a show on Whatnot with Omega Level Toys. And so this is the promotion part of it here that I'm going to get into. Go to his website. This is his web store. The entire site of in stock that he has, you can use the promo code Omega at checkout and get 20% off of everything that he's got in stock. And he's got Mythic Legions, he's got Cosmic Legions, he's got Figura Obscura, which fits into what I have. That's the first thing I'm going to show you here is the Headless Horseman Retailer Appreciation Wave. Let me orient him here. Headless Horseman.
Wow.
Nice.
It's got the flaming skull and all that. Now, this version of him, the green flames glow in the dark. The horse, he has eyes, and the hooves, those glow in the dark. He comes with an extra set of hands. You've got that stump neck in there,
Yeah.
like a ham steak.
Yum.
So, and he comes with another alternate head. He comes with a neck peg so that you can put that head on him, or the flaming head. The other one is like a jack-o'-lantern type of thing, and these glow in the dark too.
Nice.
So that's really cool. The box that he comes in glows in the dark.
No
Really?
way.
Yes. So this is the box that he comes in. So the eyes, the mouth, the letters here, Headless Horseman, all of that glows in the dark. The side, all these flames and everything, that glows in the dark.
Holy moly.
Figura Obscura label, that glows in the dark. It's an insane feature for just the box, and it's covered in every inch with artwork.
Wow.
That's the back.
That picture would be insane.
That's nuts. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? But
Yeah.
wait, there's more. The magnetic wraparound for the box. That's the inside of it. Let me back up. Look at that. There's your Sleepy Hollow scene.
Wow.
Use that to go behind the figure. So you've got a backdrop right here. It comes with it. The inside of the box has artwork. There's the bridge from the story.
Oh, wow.
And that's an insert. That can come out. That comes out.
Whatever.
Every inch of this box is covered in artwork. Even the bottom. If you look real close, you can see these aren't just random squiggles and stuff. That art wraps all the way around this box.
Nice.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Art by Nate Barch, right?
Yeah, Nate Barch.
He's still doing that, right?
Yep, he's still their sole artist for their packaging. So he's got that. If you really like that figure, he's got those in stock. Now, they are $140 for that one. That is very much a deluxe figure. But he comes with a wired soft goods cape, that horse, the horseman himself, all of that included. And if you use the promo code, you can get him for 20% off.
It's a deal.
That is an insane deal. He's also got some of the Father Christmas from the Retailer Appreciation Wave. That's the one in the green robes. He's got the blue Hagnon. This glows in the dark.
Yep.
Okay. This figure glows in the dark. This glows in the dark.
Nice.
The back of this package. That's insane. Who else does that? That's crazy. But yeah, he comes with a couple of extra heads too. So you got that. This figure here is also part of the Retailer Appreciation Wave. All of this is in stock at Omega Level Toys shop right now.
Yeah.
And more. Trust me. I'm not even going to go. I'm not showing everything he's got. Go here. Go find out what he's got. Peruse through it. He's got some Cosmic Legions too. If you like sci-fi, they've got those figures in stock. Everything's ready to be shipped. Everything's available. He is doing a show right now this weekend. Showcase Comic Con. That's a local show that they've got going on down here. So it may not ship until, he gets into back next week or whatever, because that's that's like one of the big shows down here, one of the big local shows. Was that? Yeah, no, like if you like this dude here, he's got this guy in stock. This is Poxus. He's got some of those in stock. Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did. I mentioned this last week. I was painting a Baja Blast theme type of thing on a figure.
Wow.
Nice.
Love it.
That is awesome.
That beach type of thing.
That's awesome.
On a
absolutely beautiful
mind flayer type of head.
Wow.
I want that. Yeah, me too.
If you're serious, send me a message. This one is sold. I just sold this one today, but I can make another one.
She said you had her at Baja Blast.
So we'll talk. Okay, but yeah, no, go check out OmegaLevelToys.BigCartel.com. At checkout, use promo code Omega to get 20% off your entire order. Not just one figure, not just two figures. If you get a whole bunch, it's going to be 20% off the entire order. Tell them Zombie sent you.
Yep. Darn tootin'.
All right, that's it for me. We'll take.
Yeah, I just took a look at it. Like, if you missed out on Poxus figures, if you missed out on the whole entire first wave of Cosmic Legions,
he's got the first wave of Cosmic Legions in stock. The second wave of Cosmic Legions in stock. He's about to have the third wave. So if you're looking at all of that stuff and you're going, well, Mythic Legions is cool. I don't know. They've released a lot, but you're really into sci-fi. You can still get in on the ground floor with Cosmic Legions if sci-fi is your thing. They're
Right.
wonderful figures. Trust me, you're gonna love them when you get them in hand.
Absolutely. I love all the ones I have. So.
Mhm.
You
And
will
those
too.
like that Headless Horseman. Come on, if you like Halloween, you gotta have that one. He's only got a couple left.
Born on
Don't we
Halloween.
have that one?
You were born on Halloween. You a damn liar.
Show you my license.
Yeah,
And
I need the card.
I was
though.
gonna claim that this year is my birthday. Now I can't do it.
100% real.
That is awesome.
Oh,
All right.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say.
All right. Zombie, you want to hear this dumb explanation on these stupid pictures or what?
Absolutely.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
So,
it. I've been
so
waiting.
For everybody, what kicked this off is, so Dustin was looking for a picture of me to add to the opening reel for the show. And I realized going through pictures that I'm literally someone who never takes any pictures of themselves. Like, I don't get in like photos and like all that. And if I do, they're usually really dumb, but I wouldn't care because I would put that up there. But literally, I had no like good usable pictures from like the last 3 or 4 years. And so when you watch the opening credits, there's this picture of this, it looks like a little kid, but he's 40 that should be selling used cars. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So during COVID, I became known as probably one of the biggest trolls in the Facebook groups that we all were in. So, in other podcast groups, toy groups,
Yeah.
all that. Well, I ended up starting to create, let's see here. Oh, is it not going to let me share? Yeah, there it is.
This is hilarious because I've seen like at least 5 different versions of this.
Okay.
Oh,
So basically, I would use these. Some of them were a joke. Some of them were actually profile pictures for like burner Facebook accounts and stuff that I use. So, and a lot of times, what people didn't realize is my regular Facebook profile picture would be the original picture, and then my burner account, whether it was Dairy Cares or Saria Carrot or whatever, would be a modified version of that picture.
Mm.
So literally for most of this first run, I just used the Face app. You know, the app that everybody said, oh, Russia's stealing all of our data from us. I just took like copies of my baby pictures of like stuff my mom had posted on Facebook for my birthday, running them through the Face app. So like,
this is hilarious.
Yeah, so this is a good one.
oh,
Like it would do like the split picture.
I
love it.
That looks like some man named Carlos or something.
Yeah. So this part right here is probably my favorite of all of them.
That's so funny.
I mean, it literally looks like I should be out just like peddling used cars with like a little blazer on. Yeah, this one.
Oh boy.
Maybe this is like Jerry Garcia or something. I don't know. My hair's not long enough. But, and see here, this is my clown suit from my first birthday because my birthday's on Halloween. So my mom had made me this clown suit. And this is probably the most viewed one. This is, I think, my Facebook picture right now. But being small, you probably can't see it as well. But literally, like, I'm a baby here, but I added teeth, I added wrinkles. Like, people just find it very creepy. Then I wanted to make like logos, so I took it a step further, and I started taking these pictures. Started using what I did was I fed them into an app on my iPhone, just some random app that like does logos.
Uh-huh.
So started using it to make different logos. So this one was my Google profile picture for a while. This one has been. This is the one from on the reel for the show.
Right.
That's the one I remember the most right there.
Oh yeah, you got that one. Then you start fun stuff I did. Had to throw the PBR hat on. This is from the Joe Dirt app.
Yeah, it's Joe Dirt.
So you can on the Joe Dirt app, you can put on basically facial hair, mullets, whatever you want.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's it without the watermark and stuff on it. And so this is my Juggalo Great Malenko one. So I actually had to it's so hard to do with a computer mouse, but I had to take a picture of the Great Malenko and then cut around it with the odd shaped cutting tool and Microsoft Art or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, pick all those out. That's why they look so crappy around the edges. But it's just one of those things where if I'm going to do something and try to be funny, I have to do it to the nth degree. And so I was just pumping these pictures out all over the place.
Don't knock the MS Paint, because my logo that everybody knows, I drew this with a mouse years ago in MS Paint.
Oh, I mean, there's people who can do it. I struggled trying to go around all those little lines on a picture of the Great Malenko. Oh, what's funny is I'd get 3/4 of the way through it, and then I'd accidentally shift my mouse.
Oh, that is the worst.
Yeah. And I'd have to start
over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hated those days.
But that's the dumb story behind those pictures and where they came from. And it's just stuck. Now it's my personal logos for
yeah. I've been told by many people, you could never change your profile pictures, because if you do, I'll never know it's you. You have to do this. So I'm in it for life.
That's you for life.
So if you go on Instagram, if you go on Facebook or wherever, that's what I've got. That's me.
Oh boy. Okay, how are we doing on time? Okay, so let's talk about one of these movies. What do you say?
Let's go into Bubba Ho-tep. Let's start there.
That's the first one I watched, so
yeah, same.
I think we watched it right immediately that Friday after we were done. We just went and started it.
Yeah.
So Derry, this was your suggestion. So tell us a little bit about this movie. Set it up for us.
So I mean, the base plot of the movie. So the Elvis that died is not the real Elvis. Elvis actually switched places with an Elvis impersonator when they were younger, and then Elvis ends up living in a nursing home with Ozzie Davis, who plays maybe a version of JFK, or at least he thinks he's a version of JFK. Yeah. And so people in this nursing home start dying mysteriously, and then all come to find out that there is an ancient mummy named Bubba Ho-tep that is behind it, and then they have to, obviously resolve how do we get, Bubba Ho-tep out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is a very crazy concept, and I may have been severely under the influence the very first time I ever watched it. So, but my best friend Eric Bertram, he's a huge Bruce Campbell fan, and so all his movies, Burn Notice, all this. He's the one who got me to watch this movie the very first time. It was probably like 2008, 2009, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But yeah, we'd probably been either drinking or blazing or both, and watching this movie, and it just became like a movie that we've watched over and over throughout the years. Like every few years, watch it again. And I mean, I've always been a big Bruce Campbell fan too, so I'm really excited to learn what your guys' thoughts are.
So,
movie.
Well, no, I'll save that question for the end of the discussion because it is kind of the end of the movie kind of thing. So I've seen this movie before. I've seen it at least once before. I don't remember when, and I don't remember how, but I've seen it. So because I'm going, I know what happens next. Why? And I'm like, okay, I have seen this before. Yep, Bruce Campbell is a classic.
Yep.
It's hilarious to me in a way that it's not like, but it's not gut busting funny, but it's like, I can't believe they said that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely something.
I mean, it's not a movie you can sit there and take serious. Like,
right. It's in no way meant to be like, it's like watching, The Mummy or something like that. No, it's very much tongue in cheek, and there's a lot of as a matter of fact type of situations, and it's like, no, this is how we're playing this, but it's funny.
Yeah,
but it's not like slapstick, it's not, it's not that like way out there type of Bruce Campbell. I can't speak. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, especially remembering certain things, and I've forgotten certain things. I'm going, oh yeah, that did happen. But no, I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch.
I will have to say I agree for the most part. Bruce Campbell is awesome. I really thought it was hilarious that that dude thought he was JFK. He was like, I'm JFK. And he's just like, and he's like, but you're white. And there's like, what's more believable, probable that someone would dye me black, and then I'm the least unsuspecting, I think is the word he used. He said, it's the least thing you'd suspect. JFK is a black person. It's just like,
so did you notice that?
Wrong.
Did you notice that his room and the whole retirement home was like
the nicest?
Yeah, it was like the Oval Office type of stuff. It had that
Right.
presidential blue carpet in it and everything.
Oh wow!
And he had a stash of candy and one of the nightstands. He had Baby Ruth and all this stuff.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome. I don't know who did that, or he did that, or got like tricked someone into believing that he was, or what have you. But I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a nice little nod. It's like, because you begin to wonder, is he? Because he'll say something, and it's like, well, how would he know that?
Right.
Right. Yeah, and obviously, I mean, Elvis was just down the hall, and he did not have a room like that at all.
No.
It was like,
no, because I mean, everybody was like, well, you're not Elvis, okay? You just think you are. You bumped your head. You're an Elvis impersonator.
Right.
I believe Elvis is still alive. For real.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So what did you think?
His granddaughter's an actress now, so.
Huh?
His granddaughter's a fairly popular actress right now. So
That's what I'm saying.
Elvis and Michael Jackson sitting in the theater right now, popping popcorn, just laughing.
Michael Jackson's alive. Come on. I love the movie. It's hilarious to think that the JFK guy thought that they took a piece of his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
was
even had a
claiming
scar.
they took a piece of his brain and it was just like a sack of sand in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? How is he able to think and talk? Oh, anyway.
That would be wild if that was true, but
So I have a question. Did they ever find the sarcophagus? Or, I mean, because
Wasn't it in the van?
admittedly, I was, painting and watching and painting and watching. So that there, I may have looked away.
Not officially.
So, but I mean, Deary, did they ever, like, officially in the movie, like, actually find the sarcophagus, or was it just suspected? Okay, it's in the river somewhere.
Yeah, it's more of implied than anything.
well,
Okay.
because they show that the license plate of the truck that was driving the
Yeah,
sarcophagus.
the bus. It was
The
a
bus, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, here it is buried in sand.
Well, we don't see any part of the bus except the license plate. So
In the bumper, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
there's a
mean,
little bit of the
that
bumper.
could come off of the bus.
Hey,
Yeah.
They left the door open for a sequel.
And that's what I want to ask. So
After
did
how
you
many
watch
years?
all the way through the credits? Dustin?
20.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you saw what the screen said.
yeah.
So, Derry, did they make that movie? Are they making that movie?
I don't think they ever did. I've never even thought about like looking it up to see.
Yeah.
It was very much like
look it up.
Elvis will return sort of situation.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. It said Elvis will return, but it didn't say when or where or
Yeah, no, it was like in Bubba Ho-tep, something vampire, something
Yes.
another.
yeah.
I don't remember exact
Hieroglyphics.
vampire vixen, something another. I can't remember the exact words because
Yeah.
I only caught a flash of it. Because remember, I'm painting and watching, and painting and watching, and this was on Tubi, so I'm fighting the recommended
Yep.
thing from starting something else. I'm going, no, I don't want to see that.
Gotcha.
So I only caught a flash of it. I didn't get a screenshot or anything like that.
Bubba Nosferatu. That's what it was.
Okay.
So let's see. Bloody Disgusting. Bubba Nosferatu. Detail the unmade Bubba Ho-tep sequel.
Okay.
So it has been not made
So that
yet.
answers that question.
So we
Yeah.
can hold out hope, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Gonna show up.
Elvis lives.
Right. He should get together with Michael Jackson and do another one. I knew you were going
I'm gonna
That would
spit
be
my
pretty
water
weird.
out. That would be an awesome idea. Somebody get
We
that
could do
idea
the
to Bruce
Wonderland
Campbell.
thing.
Like,
We
hey,
have kids wandering around Wonderland.
so you made a movie with JFK in the first one. You got to get somebody to do
Yeah.
Michael Jackson in the sequel.
Right.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Bubba
got the King of
Nosferatu.
Look, you got the King of Rock and the King of Pop.
There you
Right.
It writes itself.
go.
Right. It says Elvis returns in Bubba Nosferatu, Curse of the She Vampires. And they said that they initially considered doing a Bubba Sasquatch, which would have found Elvis battling a clan of murderous Bigfoots. So yeah.
Yeah, that's that's funny.
I would watch it. I would watch it. I'll just say it.
We'll hold out hope. I've seen a lot worse movies get multiple sequels.
Oh,
Right.
you have
Oh, yeah.
no idea.
Well, this is one of those movies that, like, I mean, it had a domestic box office release.
Really?
Yeah, it was estimated budget was $1 million. Worldwide, it did $1.2 million.
Huh.
So I mean, it was successful, but it looks like it was a very limited, like, select theater release and all that, and you know, I don't know if it's made quite as much on the back end as some movies do, as far as like, you know, DVD sales, all that
Well,
stuff.
see, I don't think a lot of people have even heard about it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing it. I just don't remember where. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm limited. Like, I don't have all the streaming services and everything. And this was probably 3-4 years ago, maybe. I don't remember where I saw this movie, but I have. And I forgot about it. So it's a sleeper. It kept me entertained enough to keep it on. There have been movies I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm turning it off.
Yeah,
you know, when
I've
you've
done that
got
recently.
giant robot fight scenes with monsters, and you knock the Statue of Liberty over, and it's stone. It's like, no, that's not what the Statue of Liberty is made out of.
That's his trigger. That's
I'm out. You didn't even research it.
So, with the Statue of Liberty made
Did they go to school? I mean, at that point,
did it what?
Did they go to school?
Oh, did they go? I thought you said, did it look cool? I'm like, no, it didn't even look cool.
No. Did they go to school and pay attention?
Probably
Obviously
not. But they don't teach kids that kind of stuff in school anymore. So
What? Yes, they do.
No.
Not our school does.
Well, I could say if it was ever taught, it was probably in a younger grade.
Yeah, first grade.
And I didn't care enough to remember that.
Well, if you're
Like,
doing a
I
movie about it.
Well,
like,
you
I
know,
remember,
it's hollow. If you ever watched X-Men, they go
What?
up in the Statue of Liberty in the first X-Men.
Right.
Spider-Man too. Spider-Man as well.
Well,
He hung on the outside of it.
yeah.
yeah, it didn't really show the inside. I mean,
mean,
Ghostbusters 2, come on!
I've never
Wolverine
seen
cuts
Ghostbusters.
one of the things off its head.
Ghostbusters 2, they literally go inside the Statue of Liberty, coat it with that ectoplasm stuff to animate the statue to make it walk. They're inside it. It's hollow. It's made of copper, okay? Copper and steel. I remember this from school. I remember learning this stuff in school. And I don't know. I'm getting off on a tangent here. That's another movie. I'm not even going to name the name of this movie because it's hot garbage.
Oh, I thought you were making a suggestion for next week.
No, I am definitely not.
Oh, there's been
No
enough
way.
suggestions for next week. There's no debate.
Oh, that's right. Okay, week after.
What are the suggestions for next week?
The other two
we
options.
had talked about Iceman, the one that Zombie brought last week.
Yeah, I mean, if we come up with something better, we don't have to do that one. But the other one you came up with, Dustin.
We were going to drill you into the ground for not ever watching Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, right.
Oh, the Disney movie.
Yes.
I watched that.
I've never
Flight
seen
of the
it.
Navigator is on Disney Plus. So
Yes. Beach Boys. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a very long time, but
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
Teen
good
Wolf
one.
has Beach Boys in it, so what's that going to do for me?
Yeah, you'll learn. Watch and learn.
hey, it's your fault that one's locked in. That's all I'm saying.
I was wondering if that one would come up.
Okay.
oh yeah, we're not letting go of that.
No, and this one's good too. I can watch
Oh, I
this one
love
with
it.
my kids because they've never seen it either. I don't think.
Nice.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So okay, any closing thoughts on Bubba Ho-tep?
Watch
I
it.
liked it.
Sequel.
Hope they make a sequel. I'm gonna hold out hope.
Yeah, watch it, listen to it, pay attention to it. Unlike I did, there's some funny stuff in there you'll miss if not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, just a side note. That whatever it was that he was talking about that was like growing on his wiener was absolutely revolting.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's That's bad.
I was literally like turning my nose. I was like, and I'm like, and then the nurse comes in here and like
It's
starts milking it,
time.
like
Yeah,
trying to
with
milk
the
the.
Vaseline.
Oh, we have to rub this on
They-
it. So,
That's implied. That's not shown on camera.
yeah,
Don't
right. Well,
get
right.
excited.
Yeah, it's not that kind of movie, but yeah, she's shows her massaging it, and it's just like, then all of a sudden he gets a hard on, and she looks
Like
at
the
him.
first time in years.
Right. Well, I mean, he sat there for who knows how long in that whatever coma or stupor he was in. So I don't know, but that was like, I couldn't get past. I was like, oh.
Well, we know you're kryptonite now.
Yes, you
No,
do.
I have
Yes.
several bits of kryptonite that I'm not really keen on, but I've still watched them, mind you.
They did kind of focus and zero in on that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he talked about it
go on.
several times. It's just like, ugh.
yeah, we get it. We get it. Don't.
But it's knowing that reaction, him and the people making the movie probably were like, oh, when people see this, it's going to jack them up so bad, and then we're going to bring it up
Again and again.
That's like
Right.
a joke for them.
Yeah, he like brings it up like 4 or 5 times throughout the movie. Like,
Yeah.
we get it. All right.
We get it. Your wiener doesn't work. All right. It's got pus. Okay.
Ew.
Ugh.
Anyway, let's move on. Godzilla -1.
Boy, Godzilla. So I did not get to see this movie in theaters like every other human being on the face of the planet.
I didn't
So
either.
No, we didn't either.
Me neither.
I held out, and I'm glad I did. No. So Netflix finally released it. So I will admit, in typical me, I went overboard. I watched it both dubbed and subtitled. So while there's not many differences, the dialogue I found was just a little bit different with subbed. So if you watch it original Japanese, some of the flow of the movie makes a little bit more sense. There's one scene in particular where and forgive me, I don't remember the characters' names or whatever, but we've got our hero protagonist or whatever, and he bumps into the girl with the baby, and they follow him back to his shack and everything, and they're talking, and the camera cuts away from them, and he looks away from them, and then he cuts back, his gaze cuts back to them, and then the camera cuts back to them, and they're asleep. There's like in the English version, there's 3 or 4 lines right there. And in the Japanese subtitled version, there's only like 3 words. And you're like, what? How did you get 4 sentences from 3 words? I did not find a difference with Godzilla's roar, like some people were claiming to.
No, it wasn't his roar. It was
the screaming.
The screaming from one of the actors, the Japanese actor who was like torn up about one of the characters' deaths.
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
So,
and hang on a second. I need to admonish Jessica. What do you mean you've only seen the original Godzilla? You mean you didn't watch Godzilla -1?
Okay. So like the original, like the first movie, are we talking about? Because I went back and watched that too.
Oh no.
So I watched that. And then I watched, what is it, like Godzilla Returns or something like that. So there's a second movie, but they never call him Godzilla in that movie. They call him Gigantus. And he fights, I can't remember the other creature's name. It's like a super mutated ankylosaur or something. And then the next movie, Godzilla Attacks or something like that, and I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull this from memory, but it's the one that's got Perry Mason in it that they've added into, which is just like a rehash of the very first movie, and they like drop scenes of him in it. It's exactly the same movie, except the scenes with him in it, and some of it's
Oh.
been dubbed over and everything. I'm sitting there going, "This is the same damn movie." But so I did it to make the comparison between those early movies and Godzilla Minus One. So there's key pieces that are in the original story for the original Godzilla movie that they put in Godzilla Minus One, but they've embellished it, of course. And you know, I think Godzilla looked incredible in this movie. I think they did a really great job with it. I love the way he looked in this movie. The scenes of him in the water swimming are terrifyingly awesome.
Yeah.
Just that gaze in his eyes, like, I'm gonna get you if I can catch you.
It
I
was insane.
I obviously loved it, and I could go on and on about it, but I want to hear what you guys thought.
I mean, I think it's amazing that on a film with this low a budget, you could have some of the best CGI when you compare it to movies that are budgets of 200 million plus. Like you look at, I mean, I'm just going to keep kicking Disney while they're down. I'm just going to keep doing it until I see something good come out of there.
No kidding.
I mean, their CGI is so terrible compared to what they were able to do with this. Like, I never got the feeling like, you know, from back in the 80s. I'm trying to think, you know, well, like in the scene in Return of the Jedi when the Rancor picks Luke up.
Yeah.
That look of, well, he's here in the camera and then everything in the background is kind of a different color.
Mm-hmm.
And it's moving past him.
Yeah.
And all that. Like in this movie, I never got that feeling like Godzilla is real.
Yeah.
There.
It definitely looked real.
Yeah, I never got that feeling like it was a superimposed image or a computer created image. Like it just
something
fit with everything.
Or like with Power Rangers, how they have the dinosaur marching along, and it definitely didn't feel that way.
Yeah, it just, and I mean,
there were several times that I looked over at Pumaira and I was just like, "Holy shit, that was insane!"
I mean, and I don't know if there's something inherently like about dubbed movies that maybe I just give them a little more credit. Well, subtitled movies, I mean, not dubbed, but like when I watch something in subtitle, it's almost like I feel like it's more professional. I don't know why. Like when I go back and watch like Kurosawa films or something, like it's just authentic. Like I would not recommend people watch really anything Japanese and dubbed, but especially this, because like it's part of the experience.
Yeah.
Is just hearing them speak and
you know,
traditional Japanese language. I don't know, man. To me, this is the best Godzilla movie I've probably seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a place for the old ones, like, hey, it started it all and everything, but there's nothing coming out of America that's this good.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna
don't go there.
I'm gonna step aside and be like, okay, well, I really, really, really like this movie. However, I also thought the new Dynasty movie, the Bigfoot Godzilla New Dynasty, New Empire, or whatever it was called, that was just out in theaters a couple months ago, I thought that was entertaining. It wasn't that bad, in my opinion.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Bigfoot
it's worth a watch.
Godzilla?
Yeah, Bigfoot.
King Kong.
Yeah, sorry. King Kong versus Godzilla.
I was waiting to see if he caught it, but
yeah, it was King Kong. But King Kong / Godzilla, and there was another one prior to this, and I think Pumaira got confused on this. She's like, so what is Godzilla's motivation here? What's going on with him? I think that's what you said, right?
Yeah, I want to know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Why'd he come up? Where'd he come from?
I was just like, well, I don't think he has a purpose. Like in Monarch, which we've watched recently, he is like the protector of
Thank you, Jessica.
yeah. So he's the protector of humans, and Godzilla is there as a backup, and they also have incorporated Mothra and things like that. So they've created this little monster verse in their little realm of the world. And okay, so hang on, I'm getting sidetracked. That's talking about Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire. So that's the Godzilla and whatnot there. In the show, Monarch, they have Godzilla, who's there to protect and fight other kaiju, like monsters, as they come up, because they threaten the
That's right.
natural order of things. Because
Right.
it's similar to how it works in Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire. So it's similar to those two movies, where it's like a portal to the center of the earth, where it's like an upside down, and it's like lots of different things are different. Like there's prehistoric creatures and stuff like that. So it's the same in that aspect as the show Monarch. And I think that's where we were getting a little confused there. It's just like, okay, no, I don't think he has a purpose. He was just
there,
like came up and has just been wreaking havoc, basically. So it's just like, all right.
So I will say that the new Godzilla movies, the new, I guess, American movies or what have you, you know, it started with that first Godzilla movie where it had Bryan Cranston in it.
Yes.
So that was kind of the start of, and forgive me, Derry, I'm going to compare it to the early Marvel movies and everything. So, but it's like Captain America. You know, that's the beginning of the story. Not talking about that other movie. But then you've got didn't that movie have like a sequel before Godzilla versus King Kong? So
yeah.
all of that is strung together in continuity, and Monarch fits in there to kind of explain the whole Hollow Earth thing and where these. Yeah. I prefer Titans. I don't like calling them kaiju when it comes to Godzilla and kind of stuff. I know it's kind of just a generalized term that everybody's kind of adopted. That
well,
kind
of and they actually refer to them as kaiju in the Monarch show.
Right. So. Which I felt that was kind of odd, because I mean I'd never heard that word until Pacific Rim. Yeah. So I had heard them called Titans pre-Pacific Rim, you know. So that, to me, that kind of stuck in my head. But anyway, that's besides the point I'm trying to make. So Monarch is very much in that universe of those newer Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
And I like those movies too. I have not seen the latest one yet, but I enjoyed those movies. There were certain things about the show Monarch that I didn't like. You know, they had this huge build up the entire show in every single episode, and the last 10 seconds of the episode is when you got to see the creatures, and then roll credits, and it drove me nuts every single episode. I don't like that type of storytelling. I get trying to build up anticipation for things, but you don't do it that way in every single episode.
Yeah.
My opinions.
Well,
to them.
Season 2 will make or break that show, because everybody sat through the first season of that, and now all of us, I mean, me included, we want to see the punch. We want to see all these monsters.
Right.
If it comes out the gate and it falls flat the first 2 episodes, I'm out.
So how they handle that now, especially after this latest movie with the New Empire, you know, how are they gonna, you know, are we still gonna be, you know, a little shallower in recent past, because they did some time jumping in that show. for that story to try and make things fit between the movies. If you pay attention to the timeline that's going on.
Yeah.
But as far as like Godzilla's purpose in that broad story between all of those movies is he is the reigning king. He's pretty much the boss. He is the alpha predator in this realm. So when somebody pops up, that's a challenge to him. If in nature, if there is an alpha predator that's somewhere making their rounds in their territory and they catch the scent of something else in their territory, they track it down and find it and take care of it. That's kind of what Godzilla does in those stories. Right. It's present in the first movie with the what do they call them? Mo something another. I don't know. Those two bug weird looking things.
Yeah.
Motu or something. I don't remember what they call them anyway.
Muggles.
Yeah, something. I don't know. They're in dirty muggles. But yeah, so that's kind of and that's what they've attached to him throughout that entire story, even present in the Monarch series. We see Godzilla pop up, and then right at the end of everything, something shit's going down, and he's like, yeah, no, like my Godzilla senses are tingling. I got to find out what's up, and he comes in and whoops some ass. So
right,
that's kind of.
I've enjoyed the American stuff. I mean, they're entertaining movies to watch. I actually like the first two, like the Bryan Cranston one and the next one.
Yeah, it was Skull Island, right? I think the next one was Skull Island.
That's Kong's first movie.
Right.
Yeah. See, I've seen it, but so was the second. So was it the Godzilla, and then the next one's the one that has Kong in it?
So
as far as the Godzilla movies,
so as far as
it goes Godzilla, or it goes King Kong, Skull Island, and then it goes to King Kong versus Godzilla, and then they change it to Kong v whatever.
Well, you have Godzilla 2014,
right?
And just had Godzilla in it.
Godzilla, that's the one with Bryan Cranston. So that's the first Godzilla one, and then the second one, the sequel, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yeah. So those two I really enjoyed. Here's my problem with Godzilla versus Kong, and this might be a little ticky-tack.
No, go ahead.
But traditionally, King Kong was a monster that climbed up the Empire State Building or whatever.
Right.
And Godzilla is a monster that's taller than those.
Whoa.
And then you have now you make Kong like on some kind of super soldier serum, and now all of a sudden he's not quite as big as Godzilla, but he's up there. Where Godzilla should have just looked at him and ripped him in half and ate him as a snack, and then went and fought an actual legitimate threat to him. So I was probably that person that was like being a dick and shooting barbs at that movie the whole time we were watching it. And it's actually not that bad a movie. The whole Hollow Earth thing was like a shock to me for some reason. Like, maybe I didn't put the pieces together before, but when we go into this Hollow World thing, I was like, well, this is fucking stupid. But then when all the same stuff kind of came up in Monarch, then it was a little easier to digest, seeing the history, all that stuff. I probably didn't give that movie the chance it probably should have got, just because I'm like, there's no way Kong puts up a fight against Godzilla.
So they did, even in the first Kong movie, they did kind of drop hints of Hollow Earth. There was
Skull Island?
Yeah, in Skull Island.
I know I've watched it, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about it.
Yeah, so even they kind of planted the seed of that, and even Monarch was mentioned, I believe that was
Yeah.
like close to the birth of Monarch. They were like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, like something weird's going on here on this island or whatever, but yeah, so
And I was
Kong.
never much of a Kong fan, so if it was Kong
Well, I mean, I'm
by
Team
itself,
Godzilla, so even
yeah,
during the original Godzilla versus King Kong, everybody's like, "Oh, King Kong whipped Godzilla's ass." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't see it that way." I'm like, "Kong's running away. Godzilla's kind of still underwater, swimming around. Because where does he come from in every single movie? It's
Right.
from the water. Like
Water.
Godzilla's got it in the bag. He gets in the water. What's Kong gonna do? Apes don't swim." So
taking
we
their
see
death
King
roll.
Kong running away.
I just
But
nothing about Kong ever like I thought was cool. Like Rampage to me is much cooler than Kong.
so they even offer an explanation of Kong's sizable growth since we saw him in that first movie of in Skull Island, and they show other simian skulls of his race, and they're much bigger than he is. So you find out, okay, well, he's not full grown. Yeah, he's big, but he's not full grown yet. And that movie, and forgive me, I don't remember the exact like date that they gave in that movie, but that's like decades ago.
Yeah.
So there's a large gap of time for him to be able to grow, and so they do give sort of explanations.
So they do what Marvel typically does and try to come up with some half-assed explanation to get
I mean,
point A to point B. I got it.
Take it or leave it. That's the reason that they give you. I enjoyed the American stuff too. I'm iffy on the Apple TV show that they did for Monarch. There's a lot of things in there that I would have done differently if I was in charge of that, and I'd have probably slapped a few people. But
I mean, all they did, they just needed Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell makes everything good. And so
yeah, I mean,
that was their formula.
It was their storytelling formula that really just, I don't know, rubs me the wrong way.
Well,
and it's not the only show that was on Apple TV that did it, and it just drove me nuts the entire time.
Well, especially watching them back to back, it gets old because it's like, ooh, something exciting's about to happen. Oh, the episode's over.
Right.
It's like, oh, geez.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
So the one thing that another thing that they did really well is they went out and they got the best Captain America to be in the
show. Oh, yeah.
I knew I could.
No, that was good though. That was good that they got. I mean, that's Kurt Russell's son, so why not play a younger version of your dad in the past?
Yeah,
in flashback scenes or whatever. That's genius.
It was. Yeah. It was.
I'm like, hey, they did a really good job.
She's like, hey, they did a really good job casting him, and I'm just like, he's related. It's his son, right?
Not.
Oh yeah. There's no denying that one.
Yeah.
But okay, back to -1. Let's go back to -1.
Yeah.
So we find out that Godzilla is susceptible to shrinkage. I laughed.
Oh, that cold water.
Yes, I laughed so bad at the scene where they sunk him, and he's like, he's in the middle of powering up, and he's gonna, shoot his atomic blast and everything, and they sink him, and as he's sinking, you see him, he's like reaching up, going, oh shit, and he hits 15,000 leagues or feet or whatever they said it was, and he's still glowing, and he's just kind of suspended there, and he's just like, eat! The lights go out, and he's just like, holy shit.
His eyes
I was like, that's hilarious, but so awesome.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I was I didn't know who to root for. I was just like, oh man. I was like, I figured that's what would end up happening, what ended up happening. But I was just like,
yeah.
I was like, man, if they don't actually manage to kill him this time, that dude is definitely gonna have to kamikaze that Godzilla. So,
Yeah.
When in doubt, always root for Godzilla. Like,
well, yeah,
humans are just nasty little insects. Like,
well, definitely.
I want to see him.
You just stepped on multiple.
Oh man, especially in that one scene when he's just walking around the city and they're just looking up and they're like, "Oh god."
Squash.
Yeah.
Squash.
Did you notice in that scene where he's going through the city and everything, and he's walking, and in the part where he steps and the road just separates and comes up? Did you see all the people pop up and then go back down? They're like, they're 20 feet off the air. You see these little stick figure shadow people, and I'm like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Which I thought was insanely cool, and I wish they would actually do more of that.
So that scene, there's a callback in the original Godzilla movie. Not, play for play, but there's little nods, like the news people that were on the roof and everything, telling everybody over the radio what was happening and all that. Now, in the original one, the roof that the news people are standing on, it doesn't collapse and they don't fall off. But, dude's got like the little microphone and they got the broadcasting equipment and they're saying,
so it's very much like Dragon Ball Z.
So, but in -1, we see, he gets real close to the building, clips it, and partially falls, and I don't think they made it.
No, I don't think so.
But I thought that scene was really well done, where he's going through the city. You see him. It looks believable. It looks like there's really that creature standing there, tearing shit out of buildings. You know. For the CGI quality that they had, it looked really, really good. Now, I'm not saying it looked bad in any kind of way. it's typically done with a guy in a suit in the older movies, and this is not that. It's full on like, no, that looks like a real giant monster tearing the city up.
Yeah.
The train scene, that was in the original movie. He just walks up, oh, there's a train, just goes after the train for no reason. That scene, that's another callback to the original movie,
Nice.
Of course, in -1, they elaborate on it a little bit more, but no, I thought that particular sequence, that was really well done.
Absolutely. I just overall loved that movie. I thought it was really well done.
I see why it was so popular when it came out.
Yeah.
People were saying, you got to see this in a theater. You got to go see this movie.
Yeah. I totally get it.
$15 million budget, did $115 million worldwide. I mean,
that's a home run.
And
yeah.
What I wish other movie studios would take away from this, dial down all the special effects, like only include what you need, do them really well, but focus on a really good story. The writing for this movie was really good. The way they put the scenes together. I mean, everything was done really well.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you don't need, $100 million, $200 million budgets to make a good movie. You don't even need big stars.
What do you mean? Have a really good story.
Usually I'm so bored with the human side of the story in Godzilla movies, because growing up I watched dub because that's what was available. So, it was the English voiceover from the Japanese, the typical, the mouth don't match the words and all that kind of stuff. That stuff always bored me. The human aspect of the movies, always as a kid, I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Get to the monsters.
as an adult, that still kind of stuck with me with those older movies because a lot of the story that they wrote in English for the movie doesn't really match even the story sequence for the movie itself, and they shoehorn a bunch of weird stuff in that way. But this movie, you really feel the weight of the main male protagonist's trouble on his mind and everything. He was a kamikaze pilot, got scared and like, I don't want to die doing this. I want to live. So lands on Odo Island. The mechanics figure out, you're a dishonorable disgrace. You're scum. You didn't follow through with your duty, because that's a big thing in Japan, especially back then. So that's why everybody treats him like crap. They're like, wait a minute, you came back? You were a kamikaze pilot, So everybody treats him like crap. He can't sleep. Yep. He's driving himself crazy, thinking he didn't deserve to live and all of this stuff. So you really feel the weight of that through the storytelling, the way that they did. And I mean, the guy's a likable guy. You want him to try to move past it, but you have to put your mindset in what it was like back then in Japan. Like, honor was everything. Like, if you were not a man of your word, if you didn't do what you said you were going to do, dishonor on your house, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow. Dishonor everywhere.
Right.
Well, the time period is perfect too, because you really feel for Japan in general at that time, because America's just dropped the atom bomb on them twice,
which is
trying to rebuild.
Huge call for this giant creature that feeds on radiation. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm awake now. You got my attention.
Right.
So perfect reason for him to come out and like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, if Godzilla's popping out of the ocean, like eating Honda Civics and I don't give a shit. But like, this is back, they just lost a major war. They're decimated as a country. Like, and I think this movie, the way it was set up, would not have worked, this type of story, at the time that the original Godzilla was made, and be successful.
Yeah.
Just from a standpoint of, it probably wouldn't have been as successful in the United States.
Right.
Because we've moved past the whole, Pearl Harbor, all that now. And Japan's a big ally of ours. Some people have. But I mean, if you make a movie with this type of story in the 60s, like late 50s, 60s, it wouldn't fly in America. You're trying to build sympathy for the Japanese. Everybody in America would be like, what? It's like, it just would have been a totally different movie.
Totally.
That it wouldn't have got made. It's
Pretty
like,
much.
like the animated Aladdin movie. I don't think that movie would have been made today. Like today.
No.
Yeah, it's because there's some stuff in that. You go back and watch that, you're like, I can't believe this. That didn't age well. But I agree. I think enough time has passed that, story-wise, it makes sense to drop Godzilla at that point in history. It's like, okay, we're going to have him come out around the time of Hiroshima, World War II, all that kind of stuff. So it made perfect sense.
Yeah,
perfect
for
sense.
sure.
It's weird what a little bit of thought can do for how much sense the movie makes.
Yes.
Yeah. Cough, cough.
Star
Wars.
Hope that creative team is able to make. I mean, it doesn't have to be labeled as a sequel, but another movie in that type of storytelling. I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
You got my vote.
And granted, I don't want it to happen, but like, I don't want I want. Okay, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to say is, it could happen with the same human characters. Like I was invested in their story,
Oh,
but
right.
I don't want. I personally don't want them to have to deal with that kind of shit anymore.
Or maybe it's a little further down the line in time where the little girl Akiko has grown up, and our I cannot remember his name. I am so sorry.
I
The
can't
main,
either.
the main guy, the kamikaze dude.
Yeah.
Maybe he's an older man now. He's older, and Godzilla pops back up, and he feels the need to, I killed you. You were supposed to be gone, and now you're back. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
not
treated as a
dead.
hero. He's treated as a hero for that, So then all of a sudden Godzilla pops back up. Now maybe people are giving him a little bit of grief. It's like, hey, you didn't get rid of him, What?
Right.
You didn't fulfill your duty as a kamikaze pilot, and you failed at killing this creature. Now he's back, so it's all your fault again.
Yeah.
That's horrible because he did do what he was supposed to do.
It's like Koichi or Koichi or something like that. Is his
Koichi,
name?
maybe?
Koichi,
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, Koichi, thank you. We got there. It took us
a minute.
an hour and 17 minutes.
I
We
had to
got
look it
there.
up.
We got
We have the internets at our fingertips, but we don't like to use them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I had it up literally on IMDb this whole time. They're like, oh, I don't remember this name. I don't remember this name.
you love making me sweat, don't you? I'm terrible with American names. There's no way in hell I'm going to remember every Japanese name in this movie.
I was honestly surprised you remembered the little girl's name.
Oh, she was so cute, though. I was like, Akiko, oh my God, she's a darling.
Yeah.
But to think that wasn't even her real mom is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you're saying you wouldn't do the same?
No, I would. I just thought that was so sad that she didn't have a real mom.
It speaks a lot to a character that, I mean, you're in this disastrous situation. Your country just suffered a humongous loss in a world war. Everything around you is decimated. You come across this child, this baby. You obviously see her parents are dead. Can you honestly say you're going to pass that baby up?
No.
For that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know a single person that could.
No.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I don't surround my people. I don't surround myself with people that would do that to a child.
Right.
So, just saying. But
it's just sad that she lost her parents. That's all.
Yeah, but she ended up with a couple of great parents.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, I mean, that kid didn't miss out.
Yeah.
No.
Even if the dad didn't want to be the dad in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean,
he grew to love her.
Kids grow on you,
Oh, yeah.
If you're not a parent, you don't understand. It's one of those things you don't really get until you have a kid.
I guess.
No, but
I'm ready to get rid of my kids.
What?
Just kidding.
Ouch.
Only
I
kidding.
didn't hear
Only
that.
kidding.
I didn't hear that. No, yeah, Godzilla -1, loved it. I felt their solution to the problem of Godzilla was a lot more within the realm of realism than the original movie, because they just had to come up with something. So in the original movie, this one scientist had developed this type of to me it looked like a metal ball, but he was calling it like he discovered some kind of new reactive agent between two elements that eliminated oxygen in water. And I'm going, that's not how water works.
Right.
Because they showed it in a fish tank. He dropped just a little bit in the fish tank and it all bubbled up and everything, and all the fish turned to bones. And he said it basically eliminates all the oxygen in water.
Well,
and I'm going,
so you're no longer water, it's just hydrogen.
Thank you.
Right. So I don't know. It was just out there and it made sense to them at the time, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
So their
Japanese are
solution
so much
in
better.
-1 was a lot more like, okay, that scientifically makes sense.
Yeah.
And it
They know what they're
affects,
doing.
it really affects divers to if you dive down and you try to resurface too fast
Yeah.
and whatever, you get the
Yeah.
bends and you can't cope with pressure differences. And that made sense.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they went with something a little more grounded than something a little more made up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I think that in of itself made the movie like really incredible. Like,
Yeah. The only issue that I had with that was with the differences of pressure and everything, him getting suspended halfway up, the amount of time that passed with him just kind of suspended halfway between the depth that they dropped him to back to the surface. That, to me, in my head, would have gave him a little bit more time to cope with the change in pressures. Because, I mean, the key to it was it's got to be rapid. We got
fast.
to drop him, and if it doesn't crush
Bring him
him, we got to bring him up immediately. And that didn't happen.
yeah.
But they treated it as if it did happen, really. But with him being suspended at like 800 feet, you got, all of this other prep time that they had to do when the other ships showed up and they got to tie off all these other ships and everything. That's a lot of prep time.
Yeah.
That takes time. So it wasn't like, yeah, we're here to save the day. And they showed up and they just kind of cowboyed the lasso around the ship that they were, let's pull him up.
Right, right.
It didn't happen as quick as it did in the movie. There's time had passed.
Right.
So that, to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a little hypercritical about that. So, but no, I've said my piece about that. But all in all, it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it already, it's still on Netflix. Whether dubbed or subbed, it's still a great movie.
Yep. Absolutely. So, next week, our plans are Light of the Navigator.
Flight, yeah.
The Navigators,
this one.
that's locked in.
Yeah.
And that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you want to stick with Iceman?
Is that on Tubi still?
That's still on Tubi.
Hey, free.
Give me a few minutes and I'll confirm because I saved it to my favorites.
Yeah, let's do that one. Those two.
So, and I still didn't look it up to talk about it like I know what I'm talking about. This is like a dramatization of a movie that is based off of an old body that they found frozen in the permafrost. And at first they thought it was a modern day hiker, but after they removed all the snow and ice from it, they discovered, no, this is much older. And they started seeing that he was wearing like furs and had very primitive weapons with him and all that kind of stuff. So this movie is kind of a fleshed out story of what they think this man's final days was.
Is it 2017?
I don't know the year. You give me a minute because I'm pulling up Tubi. Unless somebody else can beat me to it.
I have it up.
So, I could look it up on my phone, but that could be wrong, and it could say it's still available. But I checked like 2 days ago, and it didn't say it was expiring soon or anything. So it should still be on Tubi. It's called Iceman. Doesn't have anything to do with X-Men. Don't get all excited. It's not that kind of movie.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't have anything to do with Top Gun. It's not that Iceman either.
Not a great X-Man, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's
he's kind of whiny.
They ruined Iceman. That's a whole other show. I'm not going to go off on that tangent.
Here we go. Present. Share screen.
Yeah, give us a quick view of what we're looking at. Because I'm frozen. That's not pulling up for me. Yeah, that's it.
This one?
That's the first one. Yeah.
What do you mean the first one?
That what you've got your cursor
The first
on.
one on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
other ones, I don't know what the other ones
Yeah,
are. don't know.
I thought you said like that's the first one chronologically. Like
No,
there's
no, no, no,
more
no,
in the
no,
series,
no.
and I'm like, wait, what?
No, just one movie. This is a one-off.
Iceman.
Yeah,
So it's still available.
I don't know what's going on with
Let's do it. I like
the
that one.
TV. So this is very much. It's not like Caveman. I wouldn't say. It's much later than that.
Child Eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what any of that is.
Looks interesting.
Yeah. Probably stupid.
Sword of Identity, Age Vice. Oh, if they have Gods of Deep and they don't make a reference to Cthulhu, it is just wrong.
Well, good
I
thing
mean,
we're
right
watching
there's one of the
Iceman.
greatest sci-fi movies of all time in Stargate.
Oh, Stargate. Yes, I watched that recently.
Hey,
Still a
do you
good
see a
movie.
theme here? Kurt Russell.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Oh, there'll be more. Every episode, we're going to do the however many degrees of Kurt Russell.
Oh boy.
I thought that was Kevin. Whoa, what
So
the
Derry,
heck is this?
So, Derry, you have Kurt Russell. Zach, that we've had on the show in the past, he had Jean-Claude Van Damme. But he had a challenge to where he could tell you what movie it was just based on Jean-Claude Van Damme's hairstyle.
Right.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, I know
He
this
did really
mullet-
well, actually.
mullet, it's hard target.
you think you could do that challenge with Kurt Russell?
Maybe.
We'll have to put something together. We'll have to test that out.
Throw some pictures together, and I'm pretty sure, because I know what he looked like in Big Trouble, Tango and Cash.
Oh, you know me. I'm gonna dig deep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the computer that wore tennis shoes. I know
What?
that one.
Yeah, I can't.
That was like he was a child star, and that's a Disney movie he was in.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know. My setup is getting real glitchy. I don't know. I can't pull anything up, but it should still be on Tubi, which is free. If you don't have Tubi, go check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reboot that thing. I can't pull it up right now. It would choke on me live. So pull up, if you can, Dustin, pull up like a quick synopsis of Iceman, so we're not like completely in the dark on it.
In the dark.
Okay. No.
I can probably pull it up real quick on IMDb.
There you go.
So
Here we
it's all right. Go ahead.
It looks like it's very Scandinavian from the names of the actors. So,
Yeah,
Are you reading
I-
subtitles?
I don't know if it's subtitled. I'm not saying it's subtitled. There may not even
Oh,
be
this
a
is
single
Michael Shannon in it.
spoken. It's what?
Oh,
Michael Shannon.
Oh. This is saying it has Michael Shannon and Ray Liotta.
I don't think that's the
I
same
don't think this is
one.
the right movie.
Yeah, no,
that's
I don't. Think,
So it has a very short, synopsis. It says I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's like Otsal Alps. More than 5,300 years ago, a Neolithic clan has settled near a creek. It is their leader, Calab's responsibility to be the keeper of the group's holy shrine, Tineka. While Calab is hunting, the settlement is attacked. That's all it tells you, is those three sentences.
Well, it's going to be a surprise movie.
so there may not even be a single spoken word
Yeah.
in this movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I know about in real life where they found the body of this man and they've been studying it. I mean, this was, I don't know, 20 years ago or something. It made news that they maybe longer than that. I don't remember. So it is based, like this whole thing is based off of that find.
Yeah,
and the
a
research.
mummy. Yeah, a mummy that they found.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm interested.
That type of stuff to me always kind of interests me. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like, you know,
they found him in the Alps in 1991.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. So, and they've done like they know like what his diet kind of was at the time of his death, because they were able to like extract stuff out of his digestive system and that sort of thing. He had like a tattoo or had tattoos or something, so they recreated those tattoos, and then like even that like made news and everything, and then tattoos shops started having, you know, the Iceman's tattoo that you can get. So I was like, awesome. Okay.
It did gross worldwide $6,719.
Woo!
I mean, you know, I didn't even know it existed until I was just flipping through Tubi. I'm on, hey, what is that? You know?
I mean, that's...
Oh, I remember this. I know what this is based off of.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say it made most of its money outside U.S. and Canada. So.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure it
was,
was, that doesn't include like streaming or, you know, DVD, Blu-ray sales, that stuff either. So, but yeah.
Got a bug in the house.
Oh, I pushed the wrong thing on that. I'm still trying to futz with this thing. I'm gonna give it up. Whatever.
All right, we got our movies. Iceman on Tubi and Flight of the Navigator on Disney Plus, probably.
So you got a week to watch them.
Yep.
Come back. We'll talk about that and so much more, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You got till Friday.
Yep. Next Friday.
And I don't think I'll be here. Wait, no, yes I will. Yes I will. Sorry.
Yeah, because we need you to help us just drag Dustin over the coals about Flight of the Navigator.
No. We need you to help navigate Flight of the Navigator for Dustin.
I watched it so many times. This would be a treat to watch it again.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so
it's an old.
I just know there's a movie that I want to see, but only because Paul Rudd,
Mac and Me,
yeah.
Oh my God!
Have you ever heard, Zombie? Have you ever heard about the Paul Rudd thing with that?
About the what?
Mac and Me, Paul Rudd and Mac and Me.
Every time he goes on an interview to be interviewed on a late night show or whatever show,
I think it was specifically Conan.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that. But anyway, he says, "Okay, yeah, here's the trailer for it," and then they go to play it, and it's just Mac and Me. And then they did that. He's done that every single time that he's been on the show. He's just like, "Oh no, it's for real, it's for real. They promise it's not Mac and Me. It's promise it's not Mac and Me." And then boom, Mac and Me, and he's just like, "Ah!"
It's always the same scene too. It's where
that's
the kid's in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they're rolling down the hill, and literally he's done this to Conan O'Brien ever since the late 90s.
Right.
Every
Sorry, we're having a few difficulties.
He plays this on Conan, and Conan's like, "Oh, you're just going to show me the same clip." And he's like, "No, really, this time, I'm serious. Like, they keep getting mad at me for doing this when I'm supposed to be showing you the clip." And then Conan goes along with it, and he plays it, and he's like, "I hate you."
It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure what just happened, but maybe 30 seconds ago, like everybody went black, and then the loading circles. Did anybody else see that?
No.
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 But I will say, I did see. Yeah, I did see like an invisible play button come up over Humaira's screen,
Okay.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, what's
I didn't
that?
I didn't know
Not
if that
just
was
now, a
me.
couple minutes ago.
I didn't know if my service like dropped out for a minute or something. I don't know. It was really weird. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, we got our assignments.
Cool.
Dustin,
Be
we're
good.
gonna watch Flight of the Navigator.
Eventually.
Nope, tonight, like right now.
I don't know.
You have to.
Okay, so one last thing. Again, Omega Leva Toys, Big Cartel, and use code Omega at checkout, and that's for the entire month of June.
Yep, runs through June.
Yep.
So you got to the last day of the month. Get
Yep.
those orders in. Go grab you some Mythic Legions. He's got some Marvel stuff, some DC, some wrestling. He's got some exclusive figures there. If that's your jam, go check him out. He currently has in stock all the figures for the retailer appreciation wave. That includes the headless horseman
Mm-hmm.
with the glow in the dark features. He's got a couple of those left. He doesn't have many of those. But yeah, go get your stuff and get it at 20% off. So that's below retail price.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're familiar with going and buying stuff like that from Big Bad Toy Store, you can get it even cheaper here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And in other news, hey, if you're feeling froggy and want to support us, go hit up our spring store and maybe buy a shirt or a hat or something like that. Or hit up in my bio is a link to Super 7's website to buy stuff from them, and it will let them know that I sent you.
Referred them. Yeah.
Yeah. So please do that as well. And
that's on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
In your link tree.
Yep. In my link tree.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna
That's
switch
the word I was looking for.
There you go. I'm gonna switch mine over here too. That's me. If you're watching us for the first time on Instagram, I do a bunch of custom stuff. You can check out all my stuff there. Dustin's tag is under him. Derry, you're on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, but I don't really use it for anything.
Look,
I can tell. I've sent you so many reels.
don't
and
go
never
follow
answered
him.
them.
That's
Sorry, me too. I
I'm
haven't looked
literally
Yeah.
never in Instagram. Like it's
So-
not my jam.
So if you're watching us for the first time, new to the show, we typically do this on Friday nights. We also have interviews with some people from the toy industry, the comic book industry, movie industry, if we can get them. We've had the voice of Lion-O. We did an interview with him.
Larry
Got we cover a lot of stuff. We don't just do movies. We talk everything geek culture. So
Yep.
that's
Kurt
kind of Kurt Russell. we kind of fit in that ADHD part of it, and we'll go off on a tangent, and you drop us a comment or whatever, and we'll go off on another tangent. So.
Yep.
at.
It's very much true.
Yeah, and we appreciate you tuning in. I've noticed our counter went up a little bit. It's on my number. It's on 13. So.
Yeah.
We're going
Yep. Definitely
somewhere.
the most we've gotten in a little bit.
We appreciate you watching tonight.
Yeah.
Come
And
back
until
week.
next
Go
time.
watch those movies.
Yes, watch those movies and join us back next week. And until next time, Thunder Nerds Ho.